A goal without a plan is just a wish. He who must travel happily must travel light. A rock pile ceases to be a rock pile the moment a single man contemplates it, bearing within him the image of a cathedral. If you want to build a ship, don't drum up the men to gather wood, divide the work, and give orders. Instead, teach them to yearn for the vast and endless sea. True love is visible not to the eyes but to the heart, for eyes may be deceived. True love begins when nothing is looked for in return. And now here is my secret, a very simple secret. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. To forget a friend is sad. Not everyone has had a friend. And if I forget him, I may become like the grown-ups who are no longer interested in anything but figures. Love does not consist of gazing at each other, but in looking outward together in the same direction. Let your dream devour your life, not your life devour your dream. It is the time you have wasted for your rose that makes your rose so important. All grown-ups were once children, but only few of them remember it. As for the future, your task is not to foresee it, but to enable it. When someone blushes, doesn't that mean yes? The time for action is now. It's never too late to do something. You see, one loves the sunset when one is so sad. Loneliness is bred of a mind that has grown earthbound. The most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or touched. They are felt with the heart. Well, I must endure the presence of a few caterpillars if I wish to become acquainted with the butterflies. That is the hardest thing of all. It is much harder to judge yourself than to judge others. If you succeed in judging yourself, it's because you are truly a wise man. You become responsible, forever, for what you have tamed. I shall look at you out of the corner of my eye, and you will say nothing. Words are the source of misunderstandings. If you love a flower that lives on a star, it is sweet to look at the sky at night. All the stars are abloom with flowers. Perfection is achieved, not when there is nothing more to add, but when there is nothing left to take away. No single event can awaken within us a stranger whose existence we had never suspected. To live is to be slowly born. I have lived a great deal among grown-ups. I have seen them intimately, close at hand, and that hasn't much improved my opinion of them. I have always loved the desert. One sits down on a desert sand dune, sees nothing, hears nothing. Yet through the silence something throbs and gleams. I have no right to say or do anything that diminishes a man in his own eyes. What matters is not what I think of him, but what he thinks of himself. Hurting a man in his dignity is a crime. Tell me who admires and loves you, and I will tell you who you are. No one is ever satisfied where he is. But the conceited man did not hear him. Conceited people never hear anything but praise. One runs the risk of weeping a little if one lets himself be tamed. But if you come at just any time, I shall never know at what hour my heart is to be ready to greet you. What saves a man is to take a step, then another step. Only the children know what they are looking for. Grown-ups never understood anything by themselves, and it is rather tedious to have to explain things to them time and again. Each man must look to himself to teach him the meaning of life. It is not something discovered, it is something molded. A single event can awaken within us a stranger totally unknown to us. To live is to be slowly born. The time for action is now. It's never too late to do something. Men have no more time to understand anything. They buy things already made at the shops. But there is no shop anywhere where one can buy friendship, and so men have no friends anymore. If you want a friend, tame me. Nothing can match the treasure of common memories, of trials endured together, of quarrels and reconciliations and generous emotions. It is idle, having planted an acorn in the morning, to expect that afternoon to sit in the shade of the oak. Night, when words fade and things come alive, when the destructive analysis of day is done, and all that is truly important becomes whole and sound again. In every crowd are certain persons who seem just like the rest, yet they bear amazing messages. No individual is isolated. He who is sad saddens others. Even though human life may be the most precious thing on earth, we always behave as if there were something of higher value than human life. Sometimes there is no harm in putting off a piece of work until another day.